Hello kids, welcome back to our Kids Church Online. Today is a very special day as we celebrate Good Friday. I know some of you must be wondering what is so good about this Friday, and some of you must be confused because it's quite a sad day, but why do we call it good? Well, we have a beautiful story coming ahead, and I just want to say you have to stay glued, okay? Tesla, especially you, because I'm going to have a quiz for you and for all the kids out there. Keep your listening ears open because I'm going to ask some questions, okay?
Okay.
Good job, Tesla. Oh, but before we start, don't you want to say your riddle today?
Yeah, I would love to.
Okay, there you go.
Guys, ready?
Mm-hmm.
So what has a neck but no head?
What has a neck but no head?
Yeah, think.
Mm,
1, 2, 3. Give up.
okay.
You guys give up? It's a bottle.
A bottle?
Yeah.
That's a good one, Tesla. A bottle has no neck.
No, it has
It
neck.
has a neck but no head.
Head.
Oh, that's a really good one. Good job, Tesla. Okay, so are we ready to dive into our story time?
Yes.
The sun stops shining. So you are a king, are you? The Roman soldiers jeered. Then you'll need a crown and a robe. They gave Jesus a crown made of thorns and put a purple robe on him and pretended to bow down to him. Your Majesty, they said. And they whipped him, they spat on him. They didn't understand that he was the Prince of Life, the King of heaven and earth who had come to rescue them. The soldiers made him a sign, Our King, and nailed it to the wooden cross. They walked up a hill outside the city. Jesus carried the cross on his back. Jesus had never done anything wrong, but they were going to kill him the way criminals were killed. Okay, Tesla, now we're pausing here because we heard about what just happened. Now I'm going to ask some of you guys, in fact all of you guys and you, Tesla, the questions, and let's see how fast you can answer this. Are you ready for the challenge?
Absolutely.
Good job.
Woo.
Now the first question is, the Roman soldiers gave Jesus a purple... Quickly.
A robe?
Yes!
Yay!
Good job. The Roman soldiers also put something else, something made of thorns. It was a...
Crown.
Yes, that's right.
That hurts.
I know. Now the Roman soldiers whipped and spat on Jesus. They did all this and he did not know he was a...
I don't know. Let me think.
You guys,
Yeah.
you know the answer?
A king.
Yes! And the Roman soldiers made Jesus carry the cross up a hill outside.
Outside the city.
That's right. Now the last question, okay? Are you guys all ready?
Yeah.
The
I am.
Roman soldiers were going to kill Jesus the way criminals were being killed when Jesus never did anything.
Sin wrong.
Yes, he did not do any wrong, but they were about to kill Jesus as though he was a criminal.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good job, Tesla. You get 5 on 5. Very good answering.
Woohoo.
Okay, now let's move on to the story.
Okay.
They nailed Jesus to the cross. Father, forgive them. They don't understand what they're doing. You say you've come to rescue us, people shouted. But you can't even rescue yourself. But they were wrong. Jesus could have rescued himself. A legion of angels would have flown to his side if he'd called. If you were really the Son of God, you could just climb down off that cross, they said. And of course they were right. Jesus could have just climbed down. Actually, he could have just said a word and made it all stop. Like when he healed that little girl and stilled the storm and fed the 5,000 people. But Jesus stayed. You see, they didn't understand. It wasn't the nails that Jesus kept there, it was love. Papa, Jesus cried, searching in the sky. Papa, where are you? Don't leave me. When he spoke, nothing happened. Just a horrible, endless silence. God didn't answer. He turned away from his boy. Tears rolled down Jesus' face, the face of the one who could wipe away every tear from every eye. Now, question time again. Are you all ready?
Yes.
Okay. The question is, the soldiers nailed Jesus to...
A cross. See, behind us.
Oh yes,
Yeah, cross.
to the cross.
Yeah.
That's good observation, Tesla.
Mm-hmm.
The leaders mocked Jesus, saying, "You say you've come to save us, but you can't even..." What did they say?
Save yourself.
I know, they were mocking Jesus. That's so sad, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on. And even though it was midday, a dreadful darkness covered the face of the world. The sun could not shine. The earth trembled and quaked. The great mountain shook, the rocks split up in two, until it seemed that the whole world would break. The creation itself would tear apart. The full force of storm of God's fierce anger at sin was coming down on his own son. Instead of his people, it was only way God could destroy sin and not destroy his children whose hearts were filled with sin. Then Jesus shouted out in a loud voice, "It is finished!" And it was. He had done it. Jesus had rescued the whole world. "Father, I give you my life." And with a straight, great sigh, he let himself die. Strange clouds and shadows filled the sky, purple, orange, black, like a bruise. And gently carried Jesus. They laid Jesus in a new tomb carved out of a rock. How could Jesus die? What had gone wrong? What did it mean? They didn't know anything anymore, except they did know their hearts were breaking. "That's the end of Jesus," the leaders said. But just to be sure, they sent strong soldiers to guard the tomb. They hauled a huge stone in front of the door to the tomb so that no one could get in or out. Okay guys, now this is the last section of our question answer round, okay? You have to be super fast now.
Okay.
Even though it was midday, the land was filled with...
Oh, darkness.
Yes, there was darkness all around. And the full force of God's anger came down.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? The full force of God's anger came at... Who did it come at?
People. Sin.
Sin!
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
On
God
sin.
was so angry, he was upset. And all of his anger came down on sin.
Mm.
And Jesus did that instead of...
Yeah, he took for us.
Yes, Jesus did all of that, going on the cross and bearing through all of that because of us and instead of us.
Yeah.
Now, what did Jesus say at last? What was the last thing that he said?
It is finished.
That's right, he said, "It is finished." And when Jesus died, his friends took him and they laid him to the...
In the tomb.
That's right. So today we heard a story about why Jesus had to go through what he went through and what happened when he died. There was so much of darkness, there was so much of sadness all around. But still, it's a Good Friday for us, and we'll know why. We'll know why. It was sad because Jesus had to go through so much of pain. The pain from separating with God, the pain, the physical pain, the spiritual pain, so much of pain he had to go through because of us. But it is good because he took it all instead of us. And now we can go to Jesus, we can go to God because he sees us without sin. And that's why we call it the Good Friday. It is sad that he had to die. It is sad. But remember last week, Tesla? It was a planned way. This was the rescue mission of God and Jesus. They did it for us. And that's why we call it the Good Friday.
Good Friday.
Yes. So hope you guys had a good story time today. Just wait up for a super special story coming ahead for Easter. Now after Jesus was put in the tomb, something super, super, super amazing happened 3 days later.
What happened? What happened? What happened?
Well, hold your horses, my dear, because you would have to listen to that story on Sunday.
Can't wait.
Me too, because that makes me super duper happy.
Woo.
Bye-bye.
Bye.